We get started with this intro. Welcome back to
What is up, ladies and
Off the
gentlemen?
Field podcast number 32. Good job. Now, you may notice we're finally back to the way things are when we have a guest.
Now, this guest is near and dear to both of us. I mean, he's a personal and awesome friend of you.
I've known him since he was a young warthog.
I've loved him ever since I met him.
Mhm.
He's a blast.
Well, bring him on, dude.
Let's go.
It's Ocean View.
What's up, man? How you doing? You gonna let me hang?
Let him get his mic.
What's going on, you guys?
Oh.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right today.
Good.
It's Friday.
Yes.
Do you have
Everyone
any
loves
plans?
it.
Huh?
Do you have any plans? It's a Friday, bro. Anything's
It's
possible.
Friday. Just helped a friend move.
Really?
Yeah. Just help him getting his stuff situated and got the house. Maybe a little jacuzzi, barbecue.
Oh.
Nice.
After this.
Now, you may notice he said Friday. This is completely different than when we normally film.
Yeah.
It's always like a Monday or a Tuesday,
Yeah.
but I'm leaving for Kansas City on Sunday, so I'm gone till Sunday to Wednesday, which those filming days are just I'm not here. I'm literally in the middle of the country.
Well, hey, when you leave for Kansas, I'm leaving to Europe.
That was one of
You're
the
going
first
to
things I
Europe?
wanted to ask you. Where are you going in Europe?
About 6 different countries.
Sheesh.
What?
Yep. I leave on Monday and I head straight to France, a little beach,
Ooh.
little coastal town
Okay.
called Nice.
Oh, okay. I know Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Going to Paris?
No. Just
Okay.
just down South France.
Okay. Where
Awesome.
else? So
We go
France?
from there to a little island called Corsica.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're there for a couple days,
so
and
excited.
then swing on over to Italy, the infamous Lake Como.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one
Como.
either.
Lake Como,
Italy
yeah.
has so many cool places. Rome, Venice,
Florence.
Florence. There's a lot.
Oh, it's gorgeous over there. So I'm really excited for
Yeah.
that. But swing on through Switzerland, hit Germany for Oktoberfest.
Oh,
Dude.
my God.
So this guy's basically doing the trip I'm doing in 2024.
Yeah.
Just a year later,
I'm
missing
doing
each other.
I'm doing Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Austria during Oktoberfest.
Let's go. Are you popping on by?
What?
Are you popping on by Oktoberfest?
No, yeah, that's why
All
we're
right,
going.
good,
We're
good.
going.
It's ending in Oktoberfest, isn't it?
I think that's the last part of the thing. I don't know.
That's the last stretch for sure.
we booked it through a thing called EF. Have you heard of that?
EF, no.
They get your hotel, your plane. You pay one fee,
Yeah.
and they do it all for you.
like a little travel agency
Yeah,
type
yeah.
thing.
You know Art, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
every time Art travels, that's what he does. Egypt, Greece, that's how he's always done
Yeah,
it.
that man's a traveler.
Yeah, and they get you your
Seasoned
itinerary,
traveler.
so they got plans and everything. You don't even have to do anything, and it's all people your age. It's from 18 to 35.
Oh,
So
sweet.
it's all like within a good age range of however old you are, and you're chilling. But Art's only got 2 more years of that. I want to talk about, I'll get shots of this for B-roll. There's a little more spice here in the studio.
Just a tad bit, if you guys look up.
So this flag right here, you're going to be the first one to sign it. Every guest we have is going to sign this.
Oh,
It's
yes,
a big responsibility,
Hey.
and it's an honor.
Thank you. I'm just gonna bring it to softball because by the time we'd get all the guests we've already had, it'd be like a year. So
What do I know? It's you're gonna be asking people. You're gonna be like, "Can you sign?" Not you. Can you sign it? Right? Can
you,
No.
you haven't been on it yet.
No, don't look at me.
Not allowed.
Can
Not
you
allowed.
sign it?
And then what else? I hung this lightsaber right here.
Oh, it
So.
looks awesome.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
might I just say, buying a lightsaber is rad.
Oh yeah.
I want a purple one, bro. Either a purple one or a green one.
Chartreuse has a purple one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might have to steal.
Yeah. Mike Cop.
Steal the thunder.
Might just take a nice little screenshot.
Yeah. And then I hung my wrestling belt up there.
Now that I did see.
Yeah. Hopefully that won't decapitate any of our guests.
Hey, we'll see. It'd be good content for you guys.
Dude, I think it weighs like 40 pounds.
It's in there. It's drilled in there. So
Okay.
it should stay.
Fingers crossed. We're in California. We got the big one coming sooner or later.
Yeah, eventually. We've been saying that for so long.
It's like big one, Yellowstone.
Yeah, and they said hurricane.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, just kind of random, but were you kind of tripping about the hurricane?
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, I
Not at
wasn't.
all.
No, I mean, the odds of it coming and hitting our coast and bringing in a lot of rain. I mean, I knew a lot of people that bought sandbags and were kind of batting down the hatches, taking things inside. They thought there were going to be like extreme winds.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had the Santa Ana winds, and even then, everything's pretty much okay. The only thing that was different about this was there was just going to be a lot of rain,
Yeah.
and we weren't in the eye of it. So I mean, I work basically on the coast, on the harbor and down right off PCH in Huntington.
Did you work on Sunday?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Oh yeah, yes I did. I worked in the middle of the day.
Oh, so you just saw it all gloomy and just a little wet.
Yeah, it was gloomy. It was raining. It was just another storm.
Yeah.
Surprisingly
We've
enough,
seen it before.
everyone's freaking out.
Those Santa Ana winds have been stronger than the winds were that day.
Yeah, that day the only reason I worked is because I covered a shift for my buddy who's a surfer, and he's like, I want to go out.
I gotta go hit this.
I gotta be out there.
People that went out?
Yeah, a ton.
Dude, I saw that on Twitter and I lost my mind.
Yeah.
Or X now.
Yeah.
But dude, that was hilarious. Like waking up to it and just seeing like people surfing in the hurricanes today. But
people
then again,
in
like
Los Angeles
and San Diego prepare for the hurricane. It's just everyone on the beach. Let's talk about Around the Horn, and both of these are things that happened right after we filmed episode 31.
Yeah,
I hate when this happens when we do the podcast.
We want to get it out. We want to spread the news, but
it's gonna seem a little old by the time this episode goes up. But these two things happened right after we filmed episode 31. Literally, we turned the cameras off. One thing happened the next day, and another thing happened the day after.
Yeah.
So I was like, really? Anyways, Shohei Ohtani. I feel like we talk about him a lot Around the Horn, and this is a bad news for Shohei Ohtani.
It's a very bad one.
It's a UCL tear again, man, which means he's going to need Tommy John again.
I mean, what? Pretty much just out for the year at this point.
As a pitcher, yeah. He's hitting right now. By the way, we always have the game on mute when we watch these, so we're winning right now. It's a miracle. We're done. We're done though.
Would you look at that?
We're done. We're not.
We're not in scoring. We're in scoring position, but with the Angels, we're not in scoring.
No,
position.
I meant like we're done. Like the season.
Like it's
over.
not happening.
Oh,
we're not making
yeah.
it. Yeah.
You know what's funny, Ronnie, is I had so much hope. Like this year, I was like, something about.
Well, dude, we had good reason.
Yeah.
We had good reason.
Yeah.
Starting off playing well, playing as a team.
Trout actually made it longer into the year without getting injured.
Yep.
He did eventually, but it took longer.
Oh, also shout out to that. As we record this, did you guys get the notification earlier that he's out again for 10 days? I think.
Yeah, I got that yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, you got it? Yes.
Yeah.
Why did I get it today?
I don't know. maybe you're down low on the list of their notifications.
They're like,
let this guy know later.
We don't really talk about wrestling much here, but a big wrestler in WWE passed away unexpectedly yesterday, Bray Wyatt. I barely got to watch him. I was kind of phasing out when he came in, and it's sad. It sucks.
No, it's horrible, bro. I'm kind of on the same boat as you. I saw it towards like the tail end of it, of like my WWE like watching days.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was cool. Saw clips, little highlights here and there.
Yeah.
Great character. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I honestly don't even know what happened. Do you have any clue?
Heart attack, I heard. I heard he already had like an illness, and then I heard he got COVID, and then, 1, 2, and
the knockout.
Yeah, the knockout. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So R.I.P. to Bray Wyatt, or his real name is what's his real name?
Isn't it Wyndham?
Wyndham. There you go.
Wyndham.
R.I.P. Wyndham. And now, let's get started with our guest.
Ocean View.
So we were talking about Europe. Are there any itinerary besides Oktoberfest? Anything you guys have planned? Besides just like partying.
We're playing it off the cuff. I'm meeting up with 2 friends.
Okay.
And they've been out there for 2 months already. So
2 months?
Because they're doing a total of 4. I'm joining the back half.
Damn.
I'm just tagging along.
How long is the trip for you?
2 months.
Damn.
So that's why I was really excited to make it out and see you boys, because I won't be here.
Yeah, we caught you right before.
Yeah,
thank
it's perfect.
you. I appreciate
Perfect
that.
timing. I'm trying to see everybody before I, bounce out of here.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you.
Well, we pretty much only have the first 2 weeks planned.
I was going to say, so right now, what's so you said you're going south of France. You're staying there for, I'm guessing, about like 2 to 3 weeks?
No, honestly, 5 days. I'll be there. Head down to the little island. Still in France, technically, because there's 2 sides to the island, Italy and France. And then swing over to Italy, stay at Lake Como 3 days, and then head up towards Switzerland. So after the first 2 weeks, I'll be making my way to Oktoberfest.
Nice.
September 15th.
Yeah, if the trip's that long, I wouldn't even plan my itinerary till I'm there.
Well, I mean, we have the general places, like I listed for you guys, but for the most part, it's kind of played by ear. We want to stay in a general area where we have access to everything.
Yeah. I mean, the longest trip I've done is like 10 days. So like I'm always like, all right, what are we going to do when we get there? Let's do this day.
Yeah.
But if you're gone for 2 months, bro, you can kind of get there and be like, what should we do today?
I don't even have a flight back home.
Really?
Yeah. We're really playing it by ear on this one.
We're gonna see him 2 years later. It's like, hey, bro, I'm Swiss now.
Hey guys, I'm not coming home.
Hey, you guys want something? I got a Swiss bacon.
What are you most excited for?
Oktoberfest, hands down.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason. That the trip was based around that. I was just gonna go out there for that reason alone, and then I figured if I'm taking the time out of my day,
Yeah.
Going out there, I might as well just extend it.
Yeah.
And
You're young, bro.
I know, might as
Screw it.
well go have some fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Bro.
and honestly, the thing I'm most excited for, I should actually say, is seeing the different cultures all around the world.
yeah.
I really haven't, or in Europe to be specific, I really haven't traveled outside of the U.S. very much. So this would be something exciting for me.
The first thing I noticed when I was in France, just as like a culture shock, is I feel like America's pretty much done smoking cigarettes everywhere. France still does. Like every step you take is people smoking cigarettes.
Well, that's the EU for you.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Surprisingly.
that's generally.
Yeah, so that like everywhere I walked, I was like, "Damn, bro!" Like, cause here everyone's on weed. Like it's either weed or a vape.
It's
So-
cigarettes with your coffee, your bagel.
Yep.
After lunch.
Did you have a culture shock of anything when we were there?
Oh, I got frowned upon for spitting on the floor. I like spit at this tree because I like had something in my
little
throat. Yeah, exactly. Just something casual, and I had like this French woman look at me like, ugh. Exactly like that.
You Americans.
One of mine and Sweater's first experiences walking to our Airbnb, we walked in the middle of a riot.
That's right.
We were trying to get to our place, and they're like, "Come on," and we're like, "No."
Join. Why are we here, guys? Why are we here?
Why are we mad?
I can be mad. You just tell me why.
Yeah.
Just rebel,
It's
rebel, rebel.
reasonable. All of us actually have been to Angel Stadium multiple times. You and I have taken batting practice on Angel Stadium, but
yeah.
you actually played one of your high school games at Angel Stadium.
The Ron Dog vlog.
Yes.
We love it.
How cool was that experience for you?
Honestly, to have the opportunity to go play on a major league field, especially playing since as soon as I could start playing baseball,
Yeah.
I played my whole entire life. So having the opportunity to go to Angel Stadium, play on the closest team to me, to go after going to all the games and being there for years, and even in Pony when we played baseball as kids, we got to go.
You guys play together?
No.
Well, we played the same
We were out of
league.
the age range, but I mean, we were always there like the same times because if it's game day, then like every kid is there basically.
Yeah, the league would host, raffles and stuff, and we could go play catch on the field or go shag balls or catch fly balls out in the outfield.
Yeah.
And so to go from that and then hit high school and have not only one but two opportunities to play full-length games.
Yeah. It's
in
actually
Angel Stadium was
competitive.
wild. And the one you guys were referencing from the vlog was
Yeah.
at night under the lights.
Oh yeah.
Like that's insane.
The other one was a day game.
The other one was a day game
Okay.
towards the evening, but the lights weren't on. And so to come back the next year as a senior and play and fully start, and I didn't start that game, but played a full 9 innings.
Yeah.
Nail biter of a game. Running around the bases like crazy.
Yeah. That game, I was there, Sweater, Andy, and Coop, and we were there like a little cheerleading squad.
Oh my gosh, they led the entire stadium in chants.
Yeah.
And anytime I was going out to run out to third base or
Anytime
go
you
up
did
on deck,
anything.
anytime you would see me out of the dugout, these guys were screaming.
Ron Duck.
And then by the end of the game, dude, everybody was screaming it.
Oh,
Random
yeah.
people.
Our other friends who were there that I hung out with back when I was in high school, but they were sitting closer, White and all them. They were like, bro, the whole time we thought you were saying raw dog.
So did probably all the parents and the kids.
So when you were down there, you were able to hear us, right?
Yeah.
What were you thinking the whole time?
Well, I
you
knew.
hear Raw Dog?
No, I heard Ron Dog. I've known. I've had people call me that.
Yeah.
Occasionally over time. But to be honest with you, as soon as I got up to the plate, I didn't hear anybody.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
tuned
not.
out.
I'm tuned in. I'm.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get yelled at by my coach. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to run polls after that game.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to miss anything. But I was just glad you guys were there. Got
Yeah.
to experience it with me.
Because you came in late to the game, I think. I think you were a
came in
pinch
as-
hitter.
I was hitting, but I came in about the second or third. I think the third inning.
Yeah. And then I remember you got on base. You were like the go-ahead run. Like as soon as we started like chanting, everything started going your school's way.
Yeah.
Like everything just started flipping. So that made us more fired up, and we're like, it's working.
Yeah. Anytime I pretty much got up, was headed up to the plate, you guys were screaming. I go up, either get like a little base hit, base knock over the shortstop's head, and
Yeah.
sprinting down. And fun fact, like, dude, I was wearing brand new cleats that game. It was a terrible idea. 9
Yeah.
innings, brand new cleats. Did not break them
God.
in. By the way,
Stiff.
break in your cleats.
Yeah.
Like, don't just hop out on the field and go full 100% because your heels will kill you. Those blisters are insane. It's
Yeah,
fast.
ouch.
I was fast,
Yeah.
but that was brutal afterwards.
Balling at what cost?
For all the
Yeah, seriously.
for all the people watching, what did you play in high school?
Mainly second and third.
All right.
I was a infielder pretty much the whole time. I didn't have a strong enough arm my first 2 years of high school. Junior year, I really started. I kind of picked up. I had a strong enough arm, but then when senior year rolled around, I kind of had a cannon.
Nice.
Yeah, I really got up and was
In
strengthening
velo.
my arm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I can make the plays, and then my favorite was when somebody bunts on me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm playing in. Let's see how it goes, huh?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
little
make it
sidearm
clean.
down to first base. Those were the best. Those were the most like satisfying plays.
Now, you mentioned that we played in the same league, not the same age, but we did play in the same league. We also umpired in that league together.
You umpired too?
I did.
Dude,
Oh, wow.
you could umpire at such a young age.
Dude, I was,
It was
these
crazy.
kids were almost as tall as me. Like, and then I'm having full grown adults screaming at me.
See, that's where I'm leading. So I stopped umpiring because the parents were crazy.
Psycho.
Like for 8-year-olds and 7-year-olds.
I'm like, your kids don't even know how to play the game. Like, what do you
So-
think you know more than me?
That's why I stopped. Is that why you stopped?
A little bit, but I also just kind of got over it. I was
Yeah.
always playing. I was in and around, all the kids,
Yeah.
and it kind of got old. The way that the league was starting to be run and change of like,
Yeah.
what is it? It's not the council, but the
County?
no,
The
like
members?
The head
like
honchos.
yeah, the head honchos. Let's just call them that.
Like-
People started leaving. New people were coming in. There was
Yeah.
drama. I was a kid, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't really need to be doing this anymore.
Do you remember any crazy stories from games you umpired? Me, for example, I remember I saw an 8-year-old turn an unassisted triple play. I called a strike, or I called a ball when the batter swung, but I blinked right when the batter swung.
You get a little nervous, especially as a
Oh,
kid
yeah.
behind the plate there. And I similar to you.
Yeah.
I may have blinked. I don't really recall.
We're human, bro.
Yeah, and I'm a kid.
Yeah.
But I called. I think it was an out at first. I was solo umping
Oh,
from
man.
behind the plate
Oh,
because
no.
one of the base umpire didn't show up.
Oh,
And so
God.
they don't cancel the games. It's like if one shows up, you're making the calls.
That's
so.
hard enough to do with 2 people.
Yeah, so I'm behind and I'm behind the plate and I'm running out towards the pitcher's mound looking at first base, and it was a close play, and then I called the kid out, and the dad just came screaming his head off out of the dugout, like pretty much running at a kid, a full grown adult.
Yeah.
Running and screaming, and the parents were going crazy in the stands, and I'm just like, oh, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, that was terrible. What are you doing? Were you even watching the play? And then the other head coach comes in from the team that got, the kid got called safe, and he was basically he saw that I was getting screamed at, and
Yeah.
he's just like, hey man, you made the call you made. What did you see? Trying to kind of trying to run me through it of, I don't really care if my kid's safe or out. These people are insane.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what's this game mean for anything at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Like,
Like your kid's going to grow up. It's like, oh, okay. If it was like a championship game, I get
Sure,
that. I
yeah.
get that. It was a regular season game. The kids are just out there having fun.
I have a similar. It was one of my last games that I umpired, and my math teacher was the coach of one of the teams. And to me, interference calls were always the hardest calls to make.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's all opinion based, and it's like, oh god,
Did it really obstruct the play,
Yeah.
or is it? Yeah.
So I didn't call it, and dude came storming out, yelled at me, And then the other dude came storming out, started yelling at him, and then they were just mad at each other. And then, you know where the snack bar is, right?
Yep.
So I was leaning against it, and they came out of the snack bar, and they're like, "Do we need to call the head ump?" And I'm like, "If they keep going, yeah." And luckily they stopped, but that was one of the last. That was like my final straw.
That's almost the most scariest part of being an ump is when the two head coaches, because I did have a similar experience where the head coaches were just going at it after each other in the middle, and it's like, dude, there's a bunch of kids around, like nobody needs to see this, like take it off the field, you know, save it for after the game.
Off the field. I see what he did there.
Take it to the parking lot.
May have been unintentional. You're also a big festival concert guy. Are there any that come to your head that's like a favorite, a standout that you've been to?
So just recently, I've never really been a huge country guy.
Yeah.
But I'd listen to it here and there. I love it on a lake, out on some water, on a boat.
Yeah.
You know, it just brings the vibes all together. You know, so Stagecoach was huge. I went with my family. Everyone came out. I had a ton of friends that were going, and they were all shocked. I was getting calls left and right of like, "You're here? Like, wait, where are you at?" Like, I'm like, "I'm camping. You guys should come through." That one was a lot of fun. It's 3 days, a fourth day if you're camping, and a lot of beer. Really freaking hot. It's the week after Coachella, and literally within a week it spiked 20 degrees.
What?
Yeah. And so the concert itself was really, really cool. Everyone's just happy, having a good time. You know, really enjoying themselves. I mean, I enjoyed myself. We got a little kiddie pool, filled it up with water. Yeah, had a little campsite.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that one was really cool. But the first concert festival I went to was EDC back in 2018.
I feel like our generation, that's a lot of people's first is EDC. It was like the mainstream big one. So everyone's like, "Oh, I got to go to EDC."
Well, it's huge. The production level's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you have 7 or 8 main stages, each dedicated to their own genre of music, roughly, you know.
Yeah.
And it's this huge playground of where you're like locked inside this border. You pay some money, you get to go inside. There's rides, there's these crazy lights, lasers, all the music that you get to enjoy. And personally, I really like the music. Yeah. And so that's the whole reason I went. It was honestly, the only reason I went to EDC for the first time was because that was the first festival when I turned 18, and you had to be 18 to go. So I said, screw it, let's go. Yeah. And, 3 days, 13 hours a piece, just at night under the lights. You know, it's definitely was life-changing in the moment. It was really cool, and just getting to meet people from literally all over the world. Yeah. That's the coolest part is about the people you meet. And the rave community is honestly probably one of the best that I've seen. The kindest people care about you if you're feeling sick or you're getting overwhelmed, anxious, or anything like that. You know, do you want some water? They're asking you, how are you doing? Yeah. And so you're saying excuse me when you're walking through people. I don't see that really elsewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that at a rap show or a rock show. It's always been
it's get out of my way, or I'm not saying anything to you and I'm just bumping you. And so I had a lot of friends that transitioned over from rap to the festivals that I enjoyed, showed them what else is out there, right? Different types, and they loved it, and they've been back ever since.
What about you, Mobo? I know you're a big music guy. Anything pop into your head?
I actually just bought my ticket for this year's Camp Flognog.
You seemed like you were the only one when you sent that in the chat that was excited. Everyone else was like, lineup's mid.
Well, here's the thing. I saw 2 completely different lineups, so I wasn't sure on what to expect. Not only the fact that... So I bought this like expensive-ass ticket without a lineup. I bought it blind, bro. So it was either like it's going to be really good or it's going to be really bad.
I mean, there's people I saw on there that I'm like, I enjoy that person's music. At least like 5.
Oh, yeah. So like just alone seeing Kendrick Lamar is like wild to me.
There you go.
Because I mean, he's a big part of our
Tyler's
generation.
on.
Huge.
Tyler's on there, of course.
Oh, yeah. I've seen him twice. I'm going to be front and center the third time.
SZA. Isn't SZA on there?
SZA's playing. Oh, my God. Why am I blanking right now? I know Baby King is part of the act with Kendrick Lamar. There's, I mean,
it wasn't you that went to Flogna with Kershey, right? It was Cap.
It was Cap.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Random duo.
Yeah,
but
iconic.
Hey, I'll give them that. They saw Juice WRLD.
They did.
That's
what I was going to
sick.
bring up. It was his last performance in America, right?
Yeah, like his last major performance.
Yeah, damn. Out of everybody that's played in Dodgerfilms, besides Sweater and DPF, I think you've probably logged the most time out of the hometown friends of mine. So for everybody watching, that circle includes like me. Oh, look at Mobo remembered.
I was on that.
Okay. So the hometown group for me that I kind of like brought to Dodgerfilms includes DPF, Ocean View, your brother, which is Ocean View's brother. Even Nick played like 2 games. So we got like our own little circle. And I definitely think you logged the most time after Sweater and DPF. And I think a lot of people want to know also like why you're not there now and just like how it faded out into the years. And in my notes, I was just like, it was just pretty simple of conflicting times. And whenever I would ask you, it was just like, oh, I have this weekend, or I can't get work off this weekend, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think with life too. So when at the time that I played a lot, I'm sure a couple of you have seen me, back in the day, a couple of years ago, and I graduated high school.
Yeah.
Moved on into college. Was working. I had other things on my mind, and really it was especially now, the conflict of time.
Yeah.
Like the days that they play, I can't really make it out, and there's been a couple times where I would appear back every now and again. I'd pop up for a game or two.
Yeah, I think you came. Didn't you come back for the Halloween special?
And no,
it's like 10 minutes away. Or no, the championship?
Yes, I came back literally for the championship, and I didn't know. He's like, hey, I asked him. I think I shot you a text. I was like, hey, you guys playing?
Yeah.
And he said yes, and I was like, I can make it. And then I show up, and they're like doing this, the whole production of it, as you guys have seen, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, is this an important? Like,
why is there a trophy?
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, it's the championship. And I didn't find out until we were starting to do the intros. Like, nobody told me. And all of a sudden, it's just a championship game. And he's like, yeah, you're in. Go play shortstop. I'm like, oh, I think that was that game. But
yeah, I think people definitely will remember your main playing days with your backflips, your great plays in the field, hitting bombs.
Me laying out.
Yeah. Do you have a standout Dodgerfilms memory that's one of your favorites?
The home run derby, for sure.
You won one, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Like one of the first early on ones. I just kind of hopped out there, and I was going toe-to-toe with Jeff.
Was it toe-to-toe?
I think.
I thought you won one where you just swept the floor with everybody.
Well, I mean, I was there was a lot, but, we were all, doing our best out there.
They were trying.
No, but seriously, though,
he's like, come on, guys.
But I was in the prime time of high school. Like,
I
was practicing every single day. I was playing games on the weekend. It was 6 days a week for me. So at that point, like, if I'm not doing that, then I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And so, like, after high school, I just got a little less consistent in playing, just in general, because I didn't play throughout college.
Yeah.
And then, time goes on, I'd pop in here and there, and then I played a softball league with some friends, a little co-ed league close to home, and then I threw out my arm.
What?
Oh,
it's important to stretch, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't know you did that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I threw out my arm. At some points it was just hard to move it. If I were to throw anything, it was brutal. And I played outfield at that point.
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys know with the softball, it's heavier.
Yeah.
So I came out, no stretch, no warm ups. I was a little late to the game. I popped in outfield and was trying to make a play and get the ball back into the infield, and just hucked it way too hard, and my shoulder did not like that. At all.
Did it like pop out or something?
No, it didn't pop out. It was overextended. Like, when you would throw a lot and your elbow would hurt.
Well, I kind of experienced that recently because of him.
Well, what'd you do?
He was coming in. It was my.
Come on, Mobo.
Okay, I hit a double and I was trucking in.
It wasn't his fault.
It was kind of a close play to begin with.
It was close. It was like bang bang. I was ready for the tag from the outfield. So go ahead.
I didn't really want to like just run right through Austin, so I tried stopping at the last second to hit the bag, but like go under the tag. And as I did, I kind of just went with the force, and I just nicked him like right on the back of his elbow.
I knew he was coming. I could hear his footsteps.
Oh,
I can hear people running. So I get the ball and I immediately go like that, and my elbow obviously is not going to go through a human, so my arm went like and bent the wrong way.
Oh,
And-
he hit you right in the elbow. Okay.
And so I immediately hit him with the tag and went like that. And then like Bobby was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's not supposed to bend that way." So that hurt, but it only lasted for like a week, so it wasn't even that bad. Like nothing compared to throwing out your arm.
Yeah, I was just not being smart about it.
Yeah.
Stretch.
I should do that. I never stretch before we
Yeah.
play.
I like rarely stretch.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is we still had games to play. We were still going out, and I was like, guys, I can't throw the ball. And they're like, okay, cool, stay in the outfield. Like it's still keep playing because I could catch. I could track balls pretty
Yeah.
well.
And then he has to turn into Bobby with the camera, like throw it.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
At some
nice,
point, I was
go.
like, should I kick it? Should I kick it? And they're like, no. I'll just lightly throw it in. They would come out further. That way I didn't have to throw it very far. The guys I was playing with, they had cannons on them themselves. So
Yeah.
I just had to give the ball to them as fast as I could
Yeah.
and keep it in front of me.
I'm not gonna lie, that might have not been smart by me when I went like that. Hit my hand really hard.
I was gonna. That's why I looked at
Yeah,
him
it was like intense,
that
man.
was a hell of a tag.
It's starting to
You
hurt a
couldn't-
little bit.
You couldn't have shown me any better way of.
No, yeah,
of what
I
happened,
reenacted
though.
it perfectly.
So,
Did you get the runner though?
No, you were safe. Unfortunately.
so not even worth it.
Sticking about softball, Mobo,
Yes, sir.
it finally arrived. Do you know what I'm talking about? We've been hyping it up for 2 weeks now, I think. It's right here.
Why do I feel like I forgot?
Because you probably did.
Oh,
Just a little bit. Look at that.
what do
Just
we
like-
got here?
Just like you forget something in the car every week.
I left my nacho helmet in his car.
Oh,
baby.
Oh, let's go.
Ah!
Here.
Nice.
Look at that close up for me really quick.
That looks
Oh.
rad.
Look at that. I'll share that with everybody.
Dude.
Oh, look at that.
What a good weight.
Oh.
Good weight right out the. Oh,
Didn't mean to kick the
How
camera.
does one even acquire such a beautiful bat?
dude, this is sick.
Cisco sent me this, and he's like, "Bro, look at this bat." And I was like, "Well, there's no bat more fitting."
Oh, so it's not custom?
No, they like made a line of those. There's like 1,000, and they're all numbered, I think.
Yeah, if you look here, it's got the Marvel on the wrap.
Yeah.
Dude, this is sweet, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the wrap on until I do a practice video on wrap it on camera and stuff.
Nice.
And I've kind of determined that it's only going to be used for special event games. So like the Halloween special, the championship. And yeah, Cisco said it was numbered to 1,000 and you're supposed to get like one of whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't found where mine is yet.
Little piece on the blue handle.
What,
There,
down
like,
here?
Oh, no, my bad. The middle of the bat, blue.
Oh,
like
there's
right
like
on the
there's a QR code. I don't know what that's for, but who knows? It says loaded on it, so we're gonna like smash some baseballs, dude,
Oh,
or
yeah.
softballs.
I cannot wait to rip it.
Oh yeah, grip it and rip it.
Rip.
Yeah, so I'm excited to use that bat. And another thing, the medal, the 5K medal. I ran the Angels 5K. The day I got home, I had it hanging for like 3 hours. Cap comes over because we're going to the game or we're going somewhere, and it's not on there well. It's on there to hang, but it's not on there to be like touched. And he goes up to it and it spins in the middle like this. And he goes, "Oh, dude, it spins." And then he turns around. He's like, "It's not on there very well, though." And then I'm over here and I just hear ching. And I'm like, if you knew it wasn't on there well, why'd you touch it?
This is why we can't have nice things.
And
You
so
cannot have nice things.
the middle piece flew out. And I was like, dude, I've only had it for 3 hours. And then he's like, my dad will fix it. My dad will fix it. And then I was editing some stuff yesterday, and I was like, it popped into my head. And it's been like 2 months. And I'm like, hey, where's that metal? I thought you said you were going to fix it. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's been done. And I'm like, can I have it back? So he gave it back to me yesterday.
He's just out here collecting possessions.
Or a couple days ago or whenever.
It was nice. It was nice hanging up in his room for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, he saw it and he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
mine now.
I'd say your baseball journey has seen its course. Like you said, you stopped playing in college, and you actually found another love, another passion, and that is snowboarding.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And
Let it rip.
I would say our whole group, our whole friend group, has found a love for snowboarding. You, Sweater, your brother, and you all really enjoy it. But I think you take it to a whole nother level. You actually played on your college team, right? You were like a part of a snowboarding team.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
A snowboarding team?
Well, it's not as crazy as it sounds, but yeah, there was. So in college, there's a ski and snowboard club. And you get
bad.
to it's not an official like team like you would have baseball or football or basketball, volleyball.
Yeah.
But you're a club on campus, and there's an organization called the USCSA, and you can compete with your team from your school and go out and compete against other schools.
Nice.
So like, UCLA has a team, USC, NAU, SDSU, all these others, and you can go out and, do certain events and compete. And it was a lot of fun. But, I mean, aside from all of that, I'll get back to that in a second, but it's a group of people who enjoy the mountains, the snow, skiing, snowboarding, just kind of everything that comes along with that of just going up to the mountains. Everybody loves it. So it's just as much as you do.
It's more like a program pushed through the school. You don't have to compete. It's just like, hey, we all like doing this.
You don't have to. So there's the club aspect of it, and then there's the competition aspect.
Yeah.
And the competition aspect is all levels. Like, you don't have to be phenomenal. It could be your first season out there snowboarding, and you could still go out there and compete, which is awesome because it's not limiting anybody to go out there and actually try these different events, which was honestly one of the coolest experiences I've had with snowboarding. Is going out there to all these different places all over.
How long have you been doing it?
Snowboarding about 6 seasons.
Damn.
6 seasons. This one would have been my most. I didn't really take it too seriously until last year during the last winter season of consistently going up, practicing different things. I'd usually just go up to the mountain, have some fun, and do the hard runs and go from top to bottom all mountain.
Yeah.
And then last season, towards the very end, I was trying to get better in the park, which it's tough and it's a little scary, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Would you say you're able to handle like all the toughest trails now after doing it for this amount of time?
The toughest trails, yes. But if you're talking double blacks and, a lot of the things that the skiers will do, the cliffs and stuff like that, that still gets me a little nervous. But, just regular black diamonds up at Mammoth, I can handle those pretty well. Yeah,
that's like a level system that he's referring to. So like the black diamond, double black diamond. What are the lower tiers called?
It starts off with you have your green runs, which is basic. First out, you're just getting started. You don't really know too much. Also referred to sometimes as the bunny hills, depending on where you're at.
The bunny slopes.
The bunny slopes. And then it goes up to blues, and then or green blues, then blues, and then you're up, into the
doing the tough boys.
Yeah, doing the tougher stuff, which is just a lot more speed. It's all based on the level of slope of the hill.
Yeah,
so,
the higher up you go, right?
The faster you're gonna end up on your board, the difficulty of the terrain. It's a blast just all around. I mean, everybody in that community is super nice, and it's all like-minded people doing what they love and just going up and having fun in the sunshine, or if it's dumping snow, everyone's stoked and just trying to hit whatever, try new stuff, because it's a powder day. You're not gonna hurt yourself. Well, I wouldn't say you're not gonna hurt yourself, but it's a lot softer of a landing.
Yeah,
I was a little bit out this season though, for sure. I fractured my kneecap.
Oh my! I didn't know you did that either.
Yeah,
bro's getting injured. What is going on?
Yeah, I was going to go hit a rail at Bear, and I hesitated because it was a feature I hadn't hit before, and it was just me being not careful, and I decided not to hit it last second, so I rode right next to it, and then it had these welds down the side. That kind of stuck out, and I rode up right on it, and so it just kind of smacked my kneecap. It wasn't too bad, but I was still out there snowboarding afterwards, but, it was causing me some issues to throw tweaks or do a jump and land on it, It was tough.
That was like one of the worst tricks that you attempted, obviously, but I know you're able to do tricks in objects. What are you able to do? What have you accomplished, tricks wise, objects wise?
I'm like intermediate. Like I can hit a rail.
Okay.
I can hit boxes. I can do the jumps. 180s,
nice.
360s. I'm still not good at, but I've done them. They're not clean. They don't look the best, but I'm out there just trying and having fun. This year would have been the best year for me to progress and really get stuff down and make them clean. But since I hurt my knee, I thought it was in my best interest to kind of hold off and wait till next season and got to heal first.
Yeah, just relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable on a board, but I still have a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
And being around a lot of people, especially like on the team and, you know, friends of friends, you know, you're riding with people who are better than you. And that's the best thing you can do, is because you're going to learn from them.
Like Mobo said, we've known each other for a long time.
Since I was 8.
Yeah. How?
That's
damn, you were
crazy.
8. So damn, how many years are we apart? I'm 27.
I'm 23.
Okay, so we're 4 years. So I was 12.
Yeah.
We first met because your older brother Bobby, I played on the same baseball team as him. We were on the Dodgers. And I remember Bobby's first thought he's told me when I walked up was like, dang, that guy's tall.
This guy's huge.
And then I remember the first time me and Bobby were like, hey, we should like hang out. There's a place around here called Lamppost, which hosts like every single baseball event ever.
All the baseball team parties.
Yeah. All the pizza parties for almost everything.
We eat pizza and play games, and the parents drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cold beer.
We just finished one, and I remember, I think I said to Bobby, I was like, we should hang out sometime. And then he invited me over to your guys' house, and little did I know how much that house would become a part of my life on that day. Because I was at your house every weekend through all of high school.
Every weekend.
I'm not exaggerating.
Not at all.
Every freaking weekend.
Here, I don't mean to interrupt. I gotta ask: is it true that your parents would sometimes like deny your friends to being like, "Don't stay this weekend"?
It'd be like 3 or 5 times.
I have no recollection of them ever saying no.
I only remember 2 times out of 4 years worth of weekends. Because I remember one weekend, I think your mom was just like, we just need a weekend to ourselves.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And then we were
rambunctious.
And not only would we go there every weekend, and when I say we were there for the weekend, we would go Friday, sleep over Saturday,
go home Sunday.
Go home Sunday, and then go to school, and then do it all again. So I remember me and Tyler were like, we didn't want to go home. We were like, what?
We can't just stay here?
So we stayed out all night in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, dude, what are you guys doing?
I didn't want to go home. That was my home during the weekend.
Yeah, and you got kicked out.
Yeah.
You need to go there. Why?
Before we get into everything that happened at that house, I want to stick on Lamppost because the story, he's already smiling. He knows.
I know where this is going.
What'd you do to the Lamppost
window?
So
like we've described to you guys, going to Lamppost was pretty huge. And we would all go outside and run around. I mean, we were supervised, but at the same time, you know, we're kids just doing whatever. And we would go outside and play with bouncy balls, you know, just throwing them at stuff, each other.
Butts up,
you know, all of that stuff. And then, you know, we decided to play a game of tag. Game of tag with the safe point. You know, as soon as you make it back to that safe point, you're good. No one can tag you anymore. You're not out. You're not it.
But what was that save point, Ronnie?
That save point happens to be the probably 4 by 8 foot window to Lamppost Pizza right by the front door.
What?
Now, I don't know what kid in their bright mind, and mind you, I'm there as a little brother to their team's party. I'm not there for mine. So the majority of kids at Lamppost that day was all of the older divisions. So it's just me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll go along with anything. You know, sure, why not? That seems safe. You know, and so we're just running around, running around the parking lot, doing whatever. And I ran up to the window and
I'm safe.
I made it. I wasn't out. But you know what? I had glass in my foot because that thing is shattered. Completely shattered. And it didn't shatter inside. Mind you, there is a table on the other side of this window.
Oh my God, bro.
There is a table, and there's people eating. Luckily, the glass didn't go inside onto them. It happened to come out onto me, a 10-year-old kid.
You're telling me you like pushed the glass in, but it came into you?
Yeah,
Like,
it came basically straight down, but fell outwards towards me.
Probably because he was little and it's a big window.
I hit the bottom of it.
Yeah, if you hit the bottom, it's going to go this way.
Yeah, I hit the bottom of it, the pressure, and it completely shattered.
I bet everything was just dead silent.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Dude, I just remember screaming. I don't really remember much from this because I was young, but
Yeah.
I just remember screaming. The top of my lung, people were freaking out. The kids, everyone's eyeballs are all like, "What just happened? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You know, is this kid okay? Blah blah blah." And
Yeah.
it was all fine. I got glass in my big toe, but that was probably the worst of it all because I think the next week I was supposed to go run the around the outfield at Angel Stadium.
Oh.
Or no, get to run the bases. I was
Oh,
getting to
yeah.
run the bases, and I had a splint on my foot, so I just looked stupid. Stupid running around, and I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, I just broke a window, and this is why I can't run, you know,
Yeah.
my little heart out around these bases. And
Yeah.
prime time memory from Lambert's
A
Pizza.
core memory.
Core memory. Core memory for sure.
Yeah. So
Hey, luckily they didn't ban me and they didn't charge me for the window, so we're past the statute of limitations on that one.
yeah, we mentioned how your house just became the spot. When I first started going, it was me, you, Bobby. Not many people would go over. And as I kept going, just more
And Sweater.
more and Sweater, yeah, down the line. But then, like, it became like half of your high school.
Just friend group
Like-
on friend group on friend group. You
Yeah.
know, probably about 3 of them, and you know, we all started getting pretty close and
Yeah, and then
coming and hanging out. And
your mom is like my second mom, and she's like one of the chillest moms I know. So she'd always be hanging out with us and being like, "You guys good? You guys all
you
good?
guys want food?
Yeah.
You guys
got-
hungry?
You got? I cut up some watermelon."
Yeah, yeah. You guys going out in the pool?
Yeah. So with all that, do you have a favorite memory from all those times? I wrote down some examples. We have the dolphin game,
That's definitely up there.
ding dong ditching, murder in the dark, countless days hanging out in the back of your mom's truck, the Walmart wall, knocking down your side fence, jumping Kyle's car.
Oh yeah.
So I'll tell a few of those stories, but is there any specifically that come to your mind that you're like, oh, that one was that was hilarious?
A lot of those are clicking for me right now. I'm trying to think of one that would be, you know, kind of worth to tell everyone.
I can explain the dolphin game while you can think of one.
Yeah,
So-
shoot for it. That one's a good one. That one was a lot of
That one threw me
fun.
off
We-
right now.
we-
That one I'd still play to this day.
So would I, dude. It was one of we were really good at coming up with things that like didn't exist. Like we just made these games up, and
we were
they
just
ended up-
bored.
Yeah, we were just kids being bored. So they had this little plush dolphin, like
Okay.
just kind of like that Spider-Man thing right by Ronnie right there, just like a little plush.
Like something you'd win at a fair.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so-
so we had a game where it'd be in the house, and there'd be 2 teams, an outside team and an inside team, and the inside team would hide it in the house, and
Oh,
the
I'd love to
outside
play
team could go in through anywhere, and if you get tagged while you're inside, you're frozen. And then the only way to unfreeze is if one of your teammates comes in and tags you, and then you can safely walk out. And the goal is to get the dolphin out of the house without the inside team catching you.
So you're climbing through windows, going through doors,
Yeah.
hiding when you think they're coming around,
Uh,
and you know, running around. So there's 3 entrances to the house. You
Yeah.
know, 2 side gates and a front door, and
yeah.
you could any means get inside, find that dolphin, look through windows. But
Yeah.
if you're anywhere on the property, whether you're inside the house or in the backyard, you're able to be tagged,
Yeah.
and you will be chased
Yeah.
until you're caught.
I remember Wyatt one time. I don't know why this one's so specific to me. I was the inside team, and I just see Wyatt climbing through your guys' bedroom window, and he's like halfway in.
That's the best.
And I'm like, where are you going to go? And he's like, shit.
Where do we go from here?
That was one of the funnest games I think we played. Murder in the Dark was fun too. That involved your whole neighborhood.
Yeah,
That-
that one we
the
played
whole
for a couple
neighborhood?
months. Yeah,
We-
we
we-
wouldn't just do it at my neighborhood. It started there, and then we would
Yeah.
invite friends out to like parks, and we'd play in an
Oh, yeah?
entire school in
Yeah.
a park. And
Yeah. Oh, another thing we did, you and your brother won this together. This has nothing to do with your house. Remember the taco place when they would give away money?
oh my gosh,
So there's a taco place around here that when they first were coming up
Yeah.
on Twitter, they would like every Friday.
it was like a marketing gig, you know, to get
Yeah.
the word out that they're open, and they would explain it to all, like they would put it out there, and you know, kids would pick up on it and be like, okay, let's go. So it's a game of search.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of the
I think it was every Friday, and they would send out tweets like
clues?
clues, and it would involve the city. And so
Any point in you could go around.
high schoolers like took it over and you just see high schoolers driving all over the place, like trying to get to these clues. And I remember one that pissed me off because the clues said, to me, this was a handball wall. You know, like you play handball.
Yeah, I love handball.
Their clue said dodgeball wall, I think. So the whole time I'm like looking where I think you would play dodgeball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not here. I don't see it. And then I don't even know how they got it up there. The handball wall, it was on top of the handball wall.
So you got to scale that thing.
Yeah.
What?
That was one I remember. I remember one of the elementary schools in the area. It was buried under the sand, like right by the like grass and sand barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would just give you a bunch of clues out to where it was going to be leading up to a certain time. And then once that time hit, you know, maybe for an hour before, they would just drop subtle hints.
Yeah.
And then it would kind of narrow it down, and then they would post a picture at a certain time. But everyone's already out searching before that. And then you win some money and some free tacos.
Yeah, and it was
Ooh,
it was just something to do. It was always fun. We looked forward to it
Everyone's
week.
screaming, running around, having fun.
And we actually won one, me, him, and his brother. And it was actually, this is before I knew you, it was on your major street where you currently live.
Really?
Yeah, that's where we won. And
what? Dude,
Yeah. What major street do you live on? You tell everyone.
You know what? I live on mansion number 1. It's at the top of the hill.
You know, and the other passing street is just Luxury Boulevard.
Yeah, the one past 2 gates, security guards. Yeah. Just
you know the insurance company? It's like a toucan in a straw hat.
Yeah.
And they always have a mascot of that toucan. So it was on his foot, and it was a Christmas one. We won. It was in a stocking.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby was driving around, and we're like, there it is. We could see it, like driving past him, and it was just on his foot. He was just like in costume, and we're like, is that it? And he was just kind of like, and then we picked it up, and we're like, we won one.
We finally won.
Dude, that's so sick.
My life isn't worthless.
Yeah.
I won something.
And then that place is still there, but I think they stopped doing that promo a long time
This is
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, but it was fun while it lasted. And
Dude, that's so sick.
and then I mentioned the Kyle car story. You were in that car, right?
Oh,
he
are
was
you
in the
talking
car.
about with his Infinity? Because I can never forget that one.
Yeah. Just being dumb in high school again, and the group was me.
Well, I
him.
think you were in college at that point. I think you were a
Probably
freshman
it
in
was later.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely later, freshman or sophomore year of
Yeah,
college for you.
it
I
was-
think I was my junior year.
Yeah, and it was me, you, a friend of ours, Jeremy, Sweater, and Kyle. Sweater is pretty good at driving cars, but he's also crazy.
Especially back then, he's calmed down.
Yeah, and so he told Kyle, he's like, "Hey, can I drive your car? Like, can we go race it?" And so all 5 of us are in this car, like, and then there's a small hill around here that's on a major street.
Oh,
And he's like, "Can I jump it? Can I jump it?"
We'd always joke about it, like, oh yeah, like you should have hit that, like you should have gone faster. You go 60 miles an hour, and you'd feel like, kind of like in a roller, your stomach would drop a little bit when you go over the other side, like
Yeah.
cool. We hit that.
Yeah.
What if we actually hit that?
Yeah. Hits that hill, and we're like, "Oh my!" And then the car starts to go, and I'm like, "Oh no!" And I swear, if anybody else was behind the wheel in that car,
yeah.
Yeah, we would have
we
done for it.
were done. But thank God, his Sweater was behind the wheel, pulled over.
He counter steered 3 times off the initial turn.
I was gonna say
Because
I'm
it's a
guessing the car
2-lane.
went-
It's
the
a
car went
two.
like this,
It's a
no?
2-lane.
Yeah.
And then there's, it was a really dumb decision.
Yes.
And he counter steered 3 times, got us out of it, pull over in a parking lot, and all get out, hands on our knees, breathing heavily of like, we're so stupid. Why did we just do that? That was insane. I'm so glad we're alive.
Yeah.
Let's just take a second. Everyone was quiet.
We did a lot of TPing back in the day.
Usually, it was to people we knew.
Yeah, we
To
never
people
did it.
we
We
knew.
never did it to strangers. It was always friends.
Is that the cardinal rule of TP? I never TP'd a house.
If we
Really?
Never
I
TP'd
was,
a
sometimes
house.
we would do it with
right,
parents.
right? See, growing up,
When
like
we were younger, you would do their house, they would do your house.
Growing up-
you go over the next day and clean it up.
growing up, like
Sometimes,
we did,
sometimes.
it baffles me when I find out people didn't do pranks on their friends.
Well, we like pranked each other, but it wasn't like that.
Well, like, okay, we egged, we TP'd, we Christmas treed.
Christmas tree, that's one. We went and we TP'd. We even got Did we get TVs?
I remember one day we were just picking up anything we saw people throwing out, and we're like, let's just throw it on someone's lawn.
Well, we did.
It was a TV, a little kid slide.
Do you
that somebody was throwing
remember this? Is this jogging your memory?
Did we get sat
It's
down
downstairs.
for this?
Yes.
Oh yes, because he was our acquaintance. He wasn't like a good friend, but we knew who he was.
Yeah.
And they got pissed. They were mad.
Neighbors definitely called them. Cops were called.
Yeah.
And we were like running and hiding under cars, and only some of us got caught. They're like, we know there's more of you.
Yeah.
Like, come out. Basically, like, get out here, sit on the curb. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're still young. It's around the same time.
Yeah.
Except I was there. This time there was multiple of us.
Yeah.
You know, probably, 6 of us?
Yeah. We always went in big groups.
Yeah.
I think it's mob it like 20 deep ever.
I think we got up to like 10 sometimes.
Yeah, it depends. Oh,
That's a
there's
lot of
one
kids,
time
though.
I can think of where we hit 20. When we were on my own neighborhood, and then they got in the car, and we sat in the back of the truck, and one kid got caught, and then blew it for the rest of us.
Oh, he wasn't like really close with all
We
of us,
were
right?
at my house for a birthday.
Yeah.
It was my brother's birthday at the time, and we were going around ding-dong ditching. We
Yeah.
were just doing it to random houses and running around, and there's 20 of us, all different ages, just hanging out.
The thing that made it even more enjoyable for us, because obviously if we do it and nothing happens, we're going to get bored. But we got reactions every time. So as kids, we're like, we want more.
I need more. Let's do
Yeah.
it again.
So like there were like 5 to 7 houses in his neighborhood where we had like, we gave them nicknames. They gave us reactions. So we'd keep doing it.
We all ran away at this one time. We did the house. It goes. Some of us are hiding in a cul-de-sac right next to it. Others have ran 2 different ways because there's a lot of us. And we do the house. He comes out. He's screaming. And then he comes down the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Well, there's some of us there. So we sprint across the street. He's like on our side of the street. He's not very far from us.
Yeah.
We take off to the other side, sprint down the street, and run away. Next thing you know, we all go back to the house. No big deal. Cool, we didn't get caught. He's
Yeah.
not chasing us. No, nothing. Next thing, somebody just comes up to my door.
Oh.
There was one straggler who was a friend at the time. I didn't really know him very well, but we did know him.
Yeah, okay, then I was right.
He just spilled the beans to this dude and told him where we were, what we were doing, knew my house, and then from then on, anytime anything would happen to that guy's house, even if I was not involved, because after that, my parents got pissed. They got pissed, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" Anyway, after that, that guy was crazy. That guy, he would follow us around in his car before all of this, and we would sit in the back of the truck and just kind of watch him through the windows because it's all tinted. He couldn't see. It was a camper shell.
Yeah.
And we would just sit and watch him drive around the neighborhood 4 times, just trying to look for us. Granted, he had all the rights to do so, but we were kids at the time. It was funny and
Like, why are you bugging some kids? Let them have fun.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the only reason we did it in the first place is because some friends were skating on his like little brick wall, and he came out.
I know which one you're
He
talking
came
about
out and just started yelling at them instead of just coming out and be like, "Hey, don't do that on my house."
Yeah.
Like I don't want you guys doing that here. I don't want you guys to get hurt. He
Yeah.
just came out screaming.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, he was the one that would get targeted first.
The ding-dong ditching aspect of everything, I said this growing up, and I'll say it today. If somebody comes and ding-dong ditches my house, I'm just going to open, if there's nobody there, I'm just going to be like, oh, well.
Yeah,
Just
like
close the
whatever.
door.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not that big of a deal.
yeah.
If you're doing it at 3 a.m. and I'm getting up like, who the hell is at my house at 3 a.m, I'm going to probably be a little pissed.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, it's probably just some kids
Yeah, exactly.
running around the neighborhood being degenerates.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe I'll scare them for the fun of it. Maybe I'll take out a camera and record me doing it and then scare them shitless and then just be like, guys, it was just a joke. I really don't care.
Yeah, we were dumb, bro. And this story I'm about to tell was very dumb. So you have a pool in your backyard, and, we would get on the roof sometimes. We'd jump off the roof. And one of the times...
Allegedly.
One of the times we had a ladder in the backyard.
You're so dumb. You're so dumb for this.
And I'm like, oh, what if we get on the ladder and we jump off the ladder? And it was right next to his parents' bedroom window. And so obviously if I'm jumping this way, the push off is going to send whatever I'm on the other way.
Which is straight into the house.
And so I jump off it. I think it was me. It was either me or Mikey.
It was you.
And I jump off the ladder. It doesn't break the window, thank God. Okay. But it does hit the house. And so we hear, and I barely cleared the cement. So
He barely made it, and it was the weakest jump I've ever seen in my life. It was so sad, and we all freaked out.
and so yeah, we lose our minds. We're,
We're
like,
just being dumb.
oh
Like,
my
we're gonna get in
God.
so much trouble.
Oh my God. And yeah, nothing.
By who and by what?
Nothing broke. Nobody was home. Like, we're losing our minds for no reason. And so we all run out of his side yard. Everyone's out the gate except for Mikey. And the gate is on the floor. And I think I'm just standing there like, dude.
He straight up ran through the gate. He just took it out. He's like, I don't got time to open it. Ram it down.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, dude,
What?
come on, man. Yeah, it was
Built like a refrigerator or what?
He was a lineman in high school.
lineman in high school. Broke it down, and it was hilarious. I
Yeah.
mean, like that's part of the fun part of hanging
Yeah.
out at the house. It's just
Yeah.
doing dumb stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, we were there all the time, and it got to the point, like, obviously our parents are like,
Your guys' parents were the ones like, dude, where the hell are you guys?
no,
Like,
after
do you
like,
hate us?
No, I would tell them every weekend, I'm going to Bobby's, I'm going to Bobby's, I'm going to Bobby's, and then eventually it's like, why do you always go to Bobby's? And then I'd be like, I swear it's just fun. They called me out one day after like 3 years of doing it, and they're like, why? And I'm like, it's fun. Everyone goes there. I see everyone. We just have fun. And then they're like, I better not find out you're smoking or drinking. And I'm like,
No, there was none of that
No.
going on. We would play kickball on the street. We had a basketball hoop at one point. We would just wrestle on
street
like the
football,
grass. Exactly.
the bonfire.
It-
Like, we were able to we didn't need these. We were able
we
to
were
just
never on phone. Well, we didn't have phone. It was
Yeah.
flip phones and
yeah,
at the time. And
Yeah.
it's, little slide outs.
yeah.
You hit the internet button, you freak out, like cancel, 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 cancel.
It's gonna charge
I'm
you.
not
Mom's
gonna
gonna
get
be mad.
Ain't no way.
But yeah, we were just able to make our own fun, and we did constantly. Didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a weekend for so many years.
Good times.
Those are like all the stories that came to my head right away. I mentioned the Walmart wall. That was just a wall in the neighborhood. It was a neighborhood wall on one side, and then you hop it, Walmart.
And you're right there, and you could go inside and get
And
snacks.
so we used it so much in that shopping center. There was like food and stuff, so we'd get food if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And we used it so much that we took a Walmart shopping cart and we flipped it to like where it was standing up, but right in front of the wall. And on the other side, there was like a smaller wall that
a
made
guardrail. That way
Yeah.
you don't, if you're taking your car and you don't know what you're doing or how to operate a vehicle, you don't smash straight into the wall. You hit
Yeah.
the guardrail first.
So that would help us get up on that side, and then it'd make it easy to get down on the other side with the Walmart cart.
Yeah, not everyone was agile enough to just top the wall.
No.
It took me some years. I even went over and practiced one time, and
Yeah.
one day I finally got it, and I was like, all right,
Mm.
game
when
on.
you can hop your first wall, you feel
Did
invincible.
our offense. Yeah,
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
I am a new person.
Dude, it's such a power. I had did that a couple of times growing up at my apartments.
Mm.
Lost my mind. I mean, I'm a big guy, but dude, when I hit like a really good one,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna rob a bank.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Guys, it's time.
Anything.
Call it the boys.
Anything
This
is
is
Get 'em together.
finally what we've been waiting for.
Let's go. I'm mobile.
Grab your ski mask. Thank you, my friend, for joining us on episode 32.
Dude, thank you
Which
for
was
having
gracious.
me.
Yeah.
This was a blast.
Yeah.
First time ever, and I'm glad you guys.
Well,
thought
We hope
Can
to
hop
catch
on
up
here.
with you after your 2-month trip, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
We got to hear all about it.
Oh, yeah. Before we send
I
you
mean,
out,
not all about it, but
all the things you can say.
All the fun. All the fun.
Before we send you out on the outro, like I mentioned, we got to get him to sign this.
Oh yeah. Come on.
So let's set up the camera and let's get a shot of that.
Let's do
Woo, let's go.
This is the first time Mobo's seen it, so Mobo's actually getting his signature on it as well as the other co-host. And then Ocean View's coming up right after him. Those are like
Oh, yeah.
the legit markers.
it. Oh, they got the good smell on them. Oh, nice.
And when we run out of room on there, then we'll do black Sharpie on the white.
I was gonna say, I wonder who's gonna get the sweet spot on the baseball.
Hey, they're going to have to wait.
Oh, I know.
Because we're filling up the black area surrounding first.
It's gonna be first. Oh my god, I love that signature.
All right.
Look at that.
Now let's hit this outro. Well, that'll be it. See you guys in episode 33. Like the video. Spotify goes up 2 p.m. every Thursday. Mobo, when's the video?
YouTube is on Fridays at 2 p.m. I forgot for a second. But ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell everybody you know.
And thank you once again, Ocean View, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had a
Mr.
great time.
Obi.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys in the next episode.
Take care.